Have you ever felt like you have everything, but at the same time, you have nothing at all? That was my life. My name is Mark, and from the outside, I was the definition of success. I had the hype award job in a skyscraper that touched the clouds, the luxury apartment with panoramic city views, the designer suits, and a bank account that never seemed too empty. I traveled the world, dined at the finest restaurants, and drove a car that turned heads on every street. I had achieved everything I thought I ever wanted, every goal I'd set since I was a kid, dreaming of making it big. But every night, when I'd come home to that silent, immaculate apartment, a profound emptiness would greet me at the door. There was a hollow ache in my chest that no amount of success, money, or distraction could fill. I would stand by my floor-to-ceiling windows, looking out at the sprawling city lights, and a single question would echo in my mind. Is this it? Is this all there is? The promotions, the bonuses, the applause at board meetings. It all felt like a performance. I was playing the part of a successful man, but the character felt alien to me. The joy was fleeting, the satisfaction paper. I felt like a ghost haunting a beautiful life, disconnected from any real meaning or purpose. My relationships were transactional, my friendships were based on networking, and my days were a blur of meetings and deadlines. I was running on a hamster wheel, chasing the next big thing, hoping it would finally make me feel whole. But it never did. The emptiness just grew larger, a shadow that followed me everywhere. The turning point, the moment my carefully constructed world shattered, came on a Tuesday. I remember the sky was an indifferent shade of gray. I received a call that my mother, my anchor, the one person who loved me unconditionally, had passed away suddenly from a heart attack. The news didn't just break my heart, it pulverized my entire reality. The world went silent. All the numbers in my bank account, all the accolades on my wall, all the so-called success, it all became utterly, painfully meaningless. In the face of such a profound loss, my achievements felt like children's toys, insignificant and useless. I took a leave of absence from work, but the days just bled into one another. I'd wander the city streets for hours, a ghost among the living, the hollowness inside me now a gaping, raw wound. One rainy evening, lost in my grief and confusion, I found myself miles from home with no energy to walk back. I hailed a cab. The car was old, but clean and warm. The driver was an older man with kind eyes and a gentle smile. He looked at me in the rearview mirror, not weak pity, but with a quiet understanding. Instead of the usual small talk about the weather, he asked a simple question. Tough day, son? I don't know why, but something in his voice broke down the walls I had built so high. The dam burst. I started talking, and I couldn't stop. I told this complete stranger everything about my success, my emptiness, my mother, my crushing sense of meaninglessness. I confessed that I felt like I was drowning and didn't know how to swim. He listened patiently, nodding occasionally, his focus on the road but his attention entirely on me. When I finally ran out of words, silence filled the car again. But this time it wasn't empty. It was peaceful. He then began to speak, his voice calm and steady. He didn't offer easy platitudes or simple solutions. Instead, he told me his own story. He spoke of losing his wife to a long illness, of facing financial ruin, of moments when he, too, felt that all was lost. He told me that he had once been a successful architect, designing buildings that now shaped the city's skyline. But laws had taught him that we aren't defined by what we build with our hands, but by the love we build in our hearts. He said something that struck me like a bolt of lightning. You've been building your kingdom on sand, son. You've been looking for water in a desert. Real purpose, real peace, isn't found out there, he said, gesturing to the gleaming skyscrapers outside. It's found in here. He tapped his chest gently. It's about faith, not just in a higher power, but faith in the idea that your life has a purpose beyond what you can buy or achieve. It's about service, about connecting with others, about giving a piece of yourself away without expecting anything in return. He explained that after his wife passed, he started driving a cab, not for the money, but for the conversations, for the chance to listen, to connect, to offer a moment of kindness to people like me who were lost in the storm. He spoke about faith as a journey, not a destination, an anchor in the chaotic sea of life. It wasn't about rituals or rules, he explained, but about a relationship, a quiet trust that you are part of something much bigger than yourself, that your pain has a purpose, and that you are never truly alone. He wasn't preaching, he was sharing. It was the most honest and profound conversation I'd ever had. By the time we reached my building, the rain had stopped. I tried to pay him, but he just smiled and shook his head. "Your story was payment enough," he said. "Go find your purpose, son. It's waiting for you." I never saw that driver again. I tried to find him, but it was as if he had been an angel sent just for me on that one rainy night. His words stayed with me. They were a seed, planted in the barren soil of my soul. I didn't return to my old job. Instead, I sold my fancy apartment, my expensive car, and most of my possessions. I started volunteering at a local homeless shelter, the same one the taxi driver had mentioned he supported. At first, it was awkward and humbling. I was used to giving orders, not serving soup. I was used to talking about billion-dollar deals, not listening to stories of hardship and resilience. But for the first time in my life, I felt useful. I felt connected. I was no longer Mark, the vice president. I was just Mark, the guy who could offer a warm meal, a listening ear, or a dry pair of socks. Slowly, day by day, serving others began to heal the gaping wound in my soul. The emptiness started to be filled, not with achievements, but with gratitude. Not with applause, but with quiet moments of human connection. I saw hope in the eyes of people who had lost everything. I found strength in their stories. I began to understand what the driver meant. Purpose wasn't a grand destination. It was in the small, everyday acts of kindness. It was in seeing the humanity in every person and honoring it. My journey into faith wasn't a sudden conversion with blinding lights. It was a slow, quiet dawn. It was reading, praying, and talking with others who were on their own paths. It was learning to trust in a plan bigger than my own, to find peace in surrender rather than control. Today, my life looks nothing like it did before. I live in a small, simple apartment. I don't have a fancy title or a huge salary. By my old standards, I am a complete failure. But I have never been richer. My life is filled with purpose. Every morning, I wake up knowing that I have a chance to make a small difference in someone's life. The hollow ache in my chest has been replaced by a quiet, steady joy. I still miss my mother every single day. But now, my grief is not a source of despair, but a reminder of the profound love that connects us all. I found my meaning not by climbing higher, but by kneeling to serve. I discovered that true wealth isn't what you accumulate for yourself, but what you give away. My journey from a skyscraper to a homeless shelter was a journey from emptiness to fullness, from success to significance, from a life of hollow achievements to a life of profound faith. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. Thank you for listening.